This is why I like you. You're capable of actually listening to me.
Maybe you'll reach your other point before I die of old age.
Look into my eyes. Do you really, really want to make my life any more annoying right now? Wakey, wakey, you shower of ourselves.
Next.
Can I just say that I find this whole blasphemous process disgusting?
Then why are you sitting there watching it?
Because I want to hate it properly.
You know what scared me the most?
What?
That you might end up calling the kid Trevor, after all.
How did you even know?
Please. This is me. How do you think I've managed to stay single and carefree all these years?
Can someone please come over here and kill this man?
It won't be hard.
For fingering.
Would you stop?
So when you blow it, nothing comes out?
Good God, woman.
I'm bored and it's fun to horrify you. Indulge me.
You creep around the forest, you've got bodies on stakes outside your weird castle, you're obviously half vampire and you stink of wine, and you appear to me to be at least half crazy. But you were the only possible advantage I could think of.
I love you.
Trevor. I know.
You better know. Just remember, Trevor is a terrible name.
Yeah, you could absolutely kill me right here. But you cannot enact my plan because you don't have the skills or the wit. Shut up. You sound like a cow farting.
Yes, but it needs to be perfect or nothing will come out of the end.
Ugh, you're disgusting.
I'm Trevor Belmont of House Belmont. Of course I know you. Finding things and recognizing things is what we do. And you are absolutely a thing.
I was put here at the dawn of life on Earth to feed on the last breath of every one of you fuckers. I'm a little more than a thing.
I don't need to be impressed by low-key swagger. I need you to commit to saving these people. Because my life isn't worth living if I can't save theirs.
All done?
Did it work?
Yes.
Then I'm all done.
No. You're only a thing. You're only an old killer. You don't make anything, you don't live. You just eat and hide.
Is there a point to this? Are you dictating your fucking obituary to me, Belmont?
Has been erased. I think you were the last problem I had to solve.
Yes. Thanks again for that.
Oh, shush, you were having fun.
Right up until almost the end. But you're making another point.
It's time to give this place back to people who know how to build things. You and me, we're just killers out of history. It's time for us to go.
I still say that at the root of it all was the vampire's virtue. We want everything to remain the same, to remain stable.
The vampire's virtue. Bloody hell. There's an act of philosophical acrobatics for the ages.
Oh, shush with your trying to be clever. You people spend 60 years bumping into things and call it a life.
And who's going to make me go? You? With your bit of string in your hand?
Probably not. But let's just give this one last go.
Castlevania Season 4 is truly a testament to what adult action animation can be. It all doesn't have to be comedy or fart jokes or crude humor. You can have gorgeous animation and engaging and godlike storyline with rich and vibrant and diverse and interesting characters with a satisfying conclusion. Oh my god, what was this show? This is the same show that only had 4 episodes in season 1 because the creators of the show weren't even sure it was going to be good enough, so they just gave the animators, hey, test it out. And yes, I had to check if it was 4 episodes or not, because I could not remember. I thought it was 3, but yeah, it was 4. And when the 4 episodes came out, the entire internet just yelled at Netflix in one voice, give us this goddamn fucking show. And ever since, I cannot describe to you how much I love this show. I still love this show. Some people are saying, oh, season 3 was set up, oh, season 2 was... I loved everything, beginning to end. There was not a moment in this show where I felt bored or lacking, or even season 3 where I did not like Alucard's storyline. It was still fucking good. I saw animated titties. I liked that shit. I mean, I liked Alucard's stories, not the titties. Titties are fine, but you know what I mean. We also saw animated dick. We like the boobies and the butts and the dicks in this house. We appreciate that progression in animation instead of like being prudes and hiding everything. Like this season, they showed one of Camille's breasts, and Jay was like, ooh, titty, and I was just like, that feels weird to see. Then I was like, oh no, it's this show, it's not weird, you shouldn't feel weird. But I don't know why I was praising the good stuff, and now I just nosedived into the sexual and degeneracy. Oh my god. So season 4 was a lot, but I did find myself at some moments just on my phone doing other stuff when the action scenes were happening, because I know the action scenes were good, but I feel like when you've seen one, you've seen them all. But at the same time, or maybe that was just me, my brain just checked out at that moment, but I do intend to go back and watch a lot of them. But maybe because I think stakes were high, but also not really. The Carmilla and Issac fight scene, I was worried because I know one of them was gonna die, and I really thought it was gonna be Issac, or was afraid it was Issac, because Mans had to use like 50 demons to keep Carmilla from murdering him. But I do believe that Carmilla would have survived that fight if Hector hadn't backstabbed her and Issac hadn't been trapped and everything. She would have won, or should have escaped in some way. And I don't know why Lenore forgave Hector, because he practically killed her sister, and then her sisters just abandoned the place. They were like, oh no, if she's dead, she's definitely dead. And I'm like, bitches, like, I love you too, your goals, but bitches. You couldn't even check, like, oh no, if Camilla's dead, she certainly died, but you didn't feel a wave because she's just that weak. Lenore had a right to feel the way she did, but I really did not like the fact that she died. But I understand it. But again, it was like, you could have just turned Hector into a vampire and you could have lived happily ever after. But I guess the message of the show is fuck women. I'm joking, but there was a happy ending where the people who deserved to be happy were happy. But I also felt like Lenore kind of deserved to be happy, but with how much she screwed Hector over, I guess that was just her own divine justice. Hector deserves rest. Issac, everywhere I go, everybody, even Jay, even YouTubers, everybody just loved Isaac's story. Like, I never was that invested in Issac as a person. I didn't find it interesting. Like, don't get me wrong, it's really good. Just personally to me, I don't give that much of a shit to it. It's cool, but again, personal preferences, we're all different. But I can respect Isaac's journey. You have to sit down and listen. Like, when Issac speaks, you listen. And the level of intricate writing and nuance that it takes to write a character like that is mind-boggling. There was a debate I saw in, I think, Jeremy John's comment section, where one person was basically foaming at the mouth that Issac used to be white and this was blackwashing. And as you know, I don't like when characters change races just for the sake of changing races unless it's good. But then people were saying this is race swapping done good, because the original Issac was just a redhead who did nothing. Another race swapping of redheads, but whatever. And this one is basically a different character just with the same name, kind of like with Riverdale, where it's nothing like the Archie comics, just characters with the same name, so you can differentiate the two. And because of this version of Issac, I have more hope for Black Ariel, because maybe she won't just be a race swapped white girl with just black skin, but with Issac it's more of, this man was a slave who loved his master, if I remember correctly, but he saw the worst of humanity and he went from hating every other human being and his journey back to the castle, because we all been worried for Hector. I personally was worried for when Hector ran into Isaac. Hector was worried when Hector ran into Isaac. He knew he was gonna die, and when he didn't even know what to do because he just wanted to protect Lenore. But Isaac was like, we're not children. And I'm like, hello? Who are you? Where's Isaac? And it's just so... And you don't... It's not outside the realm of possibility to have Isaac think that way. He has demons from hell eating berries because he's like, we are not what others say we are designed to be. I want to think. I want to find things out. I don't want things to be dictated to me. That was so deep, where he was like, why does no one want me to take a moment to breathe and think? And I was like, oh my god, that even relates in today's time where people want you to react to something immediately. If something happens, if something's going on, if your friend was found out, or if your family member, or if you or if somebody that used to like a celebrity does something, you're expected to hurry up and respond, give a quick response, talk quickly, give an answer. And it's like, no, let people bloody think. Like, situations like that happen with me where my friends have done something, or they're accused of something, or something happens, and I just prefer to hear both sides or just think for myself. I hate it when people think for me or tell me what to think, and that's why I'm just so outspoken in my opinions, because I prefer people to know out the gate who I am or what I think or what I do. But in this show, it kind of like, yeah, that's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be calm and rational and not just reactional, which was what Isaac was in the beginning. And again, he's such a cool character. I really wish I loved his story more, but again, I got kind of turned off when he like quoted the prophet in relation to Islam, and a lot of people were like, oh yeah, Isaac is kind of slipping into Islamophobic kind of territory. But then this season I didn't see any of that. It just went from a slave to a king, and yeah, some people can take connotations from that, but me as a Muslim, I don't see that. So I just really like Isaac's story, you guys. Like, I just went from saying, yeah, I don't care about Isaac, to gushing for him for like, what, 3 to 5 minutes. We have Trevor and Sypha, who deserved a break. These two needed rest. Even Jay pointed out at one point that, oh my god, they're getting wiped by demons that in the beginning they would have just gone through like butter. And it's like, yeah, they just needed a break. And that's just all it is. My two babies are tired. Alucard this season did him justice. Again, I've heard people talk about how last season he was just relegated to the back. He didn't do much, but I guess last season he was in a coma arrest for kind of like a year. He killed his dad, so I get why things had to slow down for him. But now things are picking back up, and my boy is OP as fuck. I remember telling Jay, I said, oh, Sypha is OP and Trevor is just the one trying to keep up he likes to fight hand to hand. But then Jay was like, no, Trevor's kind of like the tank, and Sypha just has like magic. And we were just going back and forth, so I said, no, Sypha is the OP one. He's like, no, it's Trevor. Then Alucard just comes in and said, both of you shut the fuck up. Like, oh my god. I was like, yeah, Alucard is OP, but Sypha, somebody get this girl's magic away from her. Her magic is even her magic is broken. And Alucard has magic and fighting, but Trevor has like knowledge, which is surprising because you wouldn't think Trevor to be the smart one of the group, but he kind of is. Oh my god. Sypha is I think Jay called her support, which I'm vehemently against the idea of Sypha being referred to as the support, but Sypha is more of the magic. I really do feel like Sypha like is the tank. She brings the fire and the ice. Sypha goes up against the more powerful villains or the stronger villains, and Trevor goes against the harder ones to kill. I don't know how to describe this, but I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say. And Trevor has more problems because he's just a human. He doesn't have magic, he doesn't have vampire skills, he just has his fist. And oh my god, never let a vampire come in contact with this man's hands. They are lethal. So yeah, then Alucard has the vampire magic and the skills, but I think he requires his sword skills more. His vampire magic is something he relies to, like maybe as a if the villain is overwhelming him. But I do feel Sypha takes down bigger, bulkier enemies and opponents, but that's just me. I've been talking about this for way too long. Next, who do I want to talk about? Alucard's love interest was out of left field, but we like a POC queen, POC bisexual queen. Both of them are bisexual. I love that. You don't see that as often, where it's a man and a woman in a relationship and they're just both bisexual. It's like they just kind of default them to be straight. So I kind of like that. And you can't even say, oh no, we had lesbians. The only people who didn't get like representation in this show was like gays. Why did I say that? Like gays? Like no. But we did see Alucard sleep with a man, so everybody got a little bit of something this season. Hector and Lenore, why didn't they work out? I love their bickering and banter. Oh my god. I loved whenever these two are on screen. Like, when did Hector become so sassy? When did Lenore become so comfortable? Like, you would almost forget that this woman enslaved this man. But some people were cheering at the fact that they didn't get together because the relationship was toxic, and I'm like, fuck you. Why? It's probably because of people like you that Lenore died, because why can't they be happy? They're so adorable. Hector got over it, and Lenore clearly doesn't care that Hector killed her sister. They're even. Let them be happy. Let me have nice things. What the fuck? Dracula and his wife are back. I've been saying this. Why is Lisa in hell? What did she do? Was it because she was an educated woman, or did Dracula literally pluck this woman out of heaven? Because she got burnt alive. People killed her. And I think in Christianity, I don't know, sure, in Islam, it's if somebody kills you, you get into heaven. That person takes all your sins. So I thought that the same thing could be applied to Christianity, but I don't know. She got killed by a mob for just learning, and you're telling me the dude was right that she was going to hell. So I don't understand that. But you can't pluck a person's child out of heaven. I don't know the logistics of why Lisa was in hell with Dracula, and they weren't boiling in eternal damnation, but they were just chilling down there. And that scene where their souls got merged, like, I've seen some messed up shit in this show, but this show just shows, like, at one point when the carcass was being rolled in, and I was like, oh, things are about to get demonic, and then a part of my brain was like, what show do you think you're fucking watching? And Saint Germain lost his marbles over a woman who did not give a shit about him. I said this since the beginning. I was like, for the fact that she left that library location, she doesn't want to see him. And he's like, she's lost in the corridor. But I'm like, she multiple times the door opens, but she holds herself back. She's an adventurer. She doesn't want to give up this adventure. But then one could argue that it was death messing with him, saying she wasn't there. But man, give it up. As Jay said that her pussy must really be good for him to go to this length over her. And god damn it. Oh, why do I love that man? Him dying in the end and him seeing her, his final breath and everything, that was so sad. That was so sad, but fuck that bitch, but whatever. And Death is here saying that Dracula promised me death on a scale unimaginable. And I'm like, there's still people alive? Like, with everything that's happened, I think half the people of this place are dead. There's demons rolling around, and most people are not equipped to fight them. People are living in hellish conditions, but I guess Trevor was able to roam the land freely, but still, how many people are left for this parasite to want to kill even more of them? I wanted to circle back to Issac for a bit. There's so many people in the show. Carmilla says she'll meet him in hell, so there's that to look forward to, or not. But Carmilla went out like a boss. Oh yeah, Carmilla. Oh my god. When Carmilla started talking about how she wants everything, she wants the world, and then her sister asked her, when will it be enough, or will you be happy if you have anything? And she was like, I don't even think being happy is the point. And right in my chest, I felt that. I don't, how does this show capture human emotions so scarily accurately? I've had those situations where it's like, even if I get the damn thing I want, I'm not even sure if I'll be happy. I just want to get the damn thing. And when Carmilla said that, I had to reevaluate myself. Whereas, okay, why do I want that thing to the point that my happiness is not even the point of it? I just want it so badly. And after I want it, wanting it will be enough. Like, I had to reevaluate myself. So when Carmilla came out with that thing, the show was able to present her with an emotion of wanting something, even though it's on a scale that's unimaginable, because I don't want the world yet. I could relate to that feeling of wanting something, and even though it's not gonna bring any sort of positivity into your life, you just want it because of reasons, of things that are undefinable. And when people pointed out the fact that she hated crazy old men, she ended up being just a crazy old woman. And I'm like, not really. People say it's her pride that brought her down. I just feel like her fear of being in the place she was ever again is what drives her. But she's blinded by the fact that she will never be in that situation again. But it's still a matter of, okay, I won't be in that situation again, but there are still people above me who can do things. But Dracula is dead. Nobody can tell Carmilla what to do anymore. So you can just say she's just disillusioned, like Lenore says. When you leave her alone, she starts scheming. And at one point, you scheme so high that a murderous psychopath on the path of good will come and kill you. Because as Isaac said, he can afford to leave Lenore alive. He cannot afford to leave Carmilla alive. And I'm like, dude, you could have just walked away from this. Why did he come to the castle? His path was to kill Hector. But he just deviated and said, yeah, no, we gotta kill Carmilla. Somebody make sense of that. But my goodness. Epic show, epic writing. This is what happens when you get competent people to write a show. And so many people were praising the show for going in depth, for talking about things that were like, I think there's a chicken fight going on outside. Yeah, definitely chicken fight. Is that chicken trying to fuck the other one? I don't know, I don't care. What was I saying? Did you not? Oh my god. What was I saying? Apparently the writers of the show made references to the game, Easter eggs within the game. So many people were like, oh, these writers really did their research. I think some people pointed out that when Carmilla died in some frames, she was the mask that she was like in the game when you kill her or something like that. The tear going down her eye was also a reference to the game, the bloody tear and stuff like that. Also, people really love the fact that Trevor fought death. Some people thought it was out of left field, and me, I was like, that's a good final twist villain. It's not so out of left field that I don't believe it, but I understand how it's like, shut up. I understand why it's like, okay, where the hell did you come from? And I don't know the game, but people really like that. But it kind of makes sense that there was this driving factor, because yeah, why did so many people just want to bring Dracula back? It's because of this asshole and his disguise vampire thing. Jamie and Jay were like, oh my god, shut up, nobody knows who you are. And then the person who was pretending not to know things turned out to be a badass villain. That psychopathic girl who was worshipping corpse. Everybody who Trevor and Sypha come into contact with just die, and he created a space of, oh, everybody just died, so they could jump through this portal and come and help Alucard. So many things are just convenient for the sake of being convenient, but I'm not complaining. It's a cartoon. I love this kind of thing. So when Trevor was fighting death, people were quoting the line, I gotta come with that piece of string, are you telling me your obituary? There's so many jokes this season, so many banger jokes. Hector and Lenore, where they're like, maybe you get to your point before I die of old age. Chef's kiss. I love competent writers so much. It makes me tingle all over. So Trevor dying, really, I was like, do not season 2 me right now. I can even feel the tears wanting to come back. I was like, no, you're not gonna kill Trevor and then give me a whole episode where we deal with the consequences. Because remember, season 2 episode 10, no, we're not gonna cry. I should never have watched that episode. Even my friend Godfather told me, yeah, you could have skipped that one, because we see a broken Alucard dealing with everything that happened in the last episode. So it was not outside the realm of possibility for this episode of us seeing a broken Sypha dealing with everything that happened. And the only thing stopping me from bursting like a faucet was when Saint Germain's hand touched the key right as Trevor was supposed to be vaporized, and then we find out that she's pregnant like Trevor knew, and I'm like, my god. So when that damn fucking horse came back, Jay jumped up so hard and nearly hit the roof. He was so happy that Trevor was alive, and it's very hard to fool him. He analyzes things way more than I do. We're a match made in heaven. So for you to fool someone like him, like, we almost believed it. But Trevor came back. You love to see it. I don't know why Sypha dropped him, because he made a joke. I don't know how bad the joke was. I wasn't paying attention. I was just happy. But some people thought it was a cop-out, like, oh, if you want to have a happy ending, just commit to it, don't give a death scene and then fake it. And I was like, no, we're not criticizing this show. Yes, have the fake cop-out death scene. That thing happens in movies where there's stakes, but you can't believe someone can die. Subconsciously, we all knew they weren't gonna die. I was afraid everyone was gonna die. I thought Hector was gonna die. I thought Isaac was gonna die. I thought Lenore was gonna die, but Lenore did die. But Jay said all of them have plot armor. The only person who didn't was Lenore, and he was right. She died. God damn it. Hate when he's right. So Trevor coming back is not the story killing device that it is. Like, let me ask you, would you have been happier if Trevor died and just leaving that legacy of Belmont? Oh my god, Belmont, you just get chilled. Like, Belmont, like, how is Trevor the smart one in this group? Somebody explain that to me. So the show has a way of building things up. It's really creative with the demons and monsters. When the siege happened on the castle, I was terrified with the things I was seeing. And this bitch just has no fear in her heart, just going up against things that even Alucard has to take a moment to analyze how he's going to kill them. But wow, what a show, what a show. I wish we get, I really hope we have more of this. Netflix really is killing it with like shows Hilda, She-Ra. Let me open my Netflix folder so I can just start calling them out. The Dragon Prince, Carmen Sandiego, and now Castlevania. But Castlevania was truly, it came out right after Game of Thrones ended. It kind of filled that void that people wanted, and it stuck the landing. Even if you don't like, oh, Trevor was alive, it doesn't ruin the ending of the show. I feel it even elevates it. The people who deserved it to be happy were happy, and I know some people like dark endings, but happy endings aren't bad too. Don't you guys like dopamine in your brain? Or do some of you get dopamine from people's death? Like, oh no, the themes of the story were more articulated with Trevor Belmont's death. Like, no, fuck you. I'm happy he's alive and he gets to raise his son with Sypha next to Alucard and whatever that bitch's name is, I don't know, in the city of Belmont. Oh my god, my heart is just flourishing just reciting that. And Dracula and his wife were pulled out of hell. Their souls were pulled out, so I don't know how their bodies just materialized, but they were naked and all that stuff. And they were just gonna find a place and just live happily ever after, but they're gonna go and find their son again. So the show got confirmed for a spin-off or whatever, where it's gonna be Trevor's great to the 11th power grandson, and maybe Alucard will be alive, maybe Dracula will be alive, I don't know. But will Dracula turn Lisa into a vampire so they can continue living together? Will Alucard turn that bitch? But we know he's half human, so he can die. But they want to see their boy again. Please, Dracula and Lisa, do not reproduce again. I don't think Alucard can handle another sibling. Or somebody's gonna tell me, actually in the game, Alucard has a step sister, or a half sister, or a sister. Imagine a female Alucard, like that, damn. But Alucard did get his mother's hair. I am just gushing, but this whole video was just gushing and rambling. I love this show to an unhealthy degree, and I will physically fight anyone who tries and tells me otherwise or say this show is bad. Like, I have yet to see somebody who doesn't like this show, except the racists who don't like Isaac and that he has the best character work and story in the whole show. Like, let them continue dying. Maybe if they foam out the mouth hard enough, they'll suffocate themselves. But I'm sure I could continue talking for so long, but I'm gonna end the video here. Let me know any and all thoughts you might have in the comment section down below. Anything I said that has resonated with you or you disagree with, or something you want to correct me on. I love to hear your thoughts. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here, folks. Thanks for your advices so much for clicking to watch. And with that being said, this is TVC. Mwah. Signing out.